what's up, guys? Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're back in the TorqueSim SR22 G3. We're going to be flying a mission from, part one of our series to Yucca Valley. We're flying from, I'll go over the full thing, but the Cannon Lands Field, down across the Colorado River or along the Colorado River, and we're going to be flying into Page today. It's a beautiful airport right on the Grand Canyon there, so or close to the start of the Grand Canyon, I should say. And so we'll go over the flight plan. I have a few things to talk about today, including a new interior that I found for the SR22. We'll show you that in a second. And let's get to it here. So, again, guys, thanks for joining. Say hello in the chat if you'd like to. And again, we're back in the familiar TorqueSim SR22 G3. See here, got the blue swoosh. We have a little bit of an upgrade or difference in the interior there. You can see we got an elite amber, I guess it is, interior, but also, or umber interior. I'll show you where I got this and how you can get it too. And we'll also talk about the paint toolkit that's available for the Affinity graphics design software, which is actually what I use. So it's really, really convenient that they have that. So we'll go over that more a little bit. But yeah, so first let's get our flight plan going here. So we're going to, let's see, let me get my, all right, so here we go. We're going from Canyon Lands Field, okay, to Page Municipal. There's our flight, 145 miles. You can see here we're going to take a little bit of a jaunt down here into the at the start of the Colorado River here. We're just avoiding some mountains here, which is why we're going to Kidney first. Then we'll go to UT03 as a waypoint to Pagsy, and then into Page. But you can see we've got a nice trip planned here right along the upper Colorado River. Get some nice views. I have ortho for all this, so it should be look really, really, really cool. And then we'll get into the larger upper part of the Grand Canyon here. Here's the Grand Canyon right here. We're going to be flying into here. But this is just part one. The overall mission is to get to Yucca, which is somewhere down in here. Okay, so we're going to be flying this mission today. Short little stint. And hopefully we'll get some nice views. Again, we got a few things to talk about. So that's the plan. All right. We got 75 gallons on board. I've already started flight I should say, did I already start it? Yep. We already started FS Economy. I'm flying this under Bambino. My account rather than the VR Aviation. This is actually a private plane going to a network owned by a separate group that I have called Aero VR, which is kind of like a private group that I have in the Pilot Edge territory. But in any event, that's our plane for today. 75 gallons on board, which is plenty of fuel. And that's that. All right, so let's get the plane started up here. We're going to use a checklist, go by the checklist today. Let me get you guys in the cockpit here. So let me go to this. Oh, hate this. All right, there we go. Add menu, plug in, move VR, manage windows, and I'm going to want this guy here. I'm going to do best quality, move to VR, and then boom, there we go. You know what? I haven't flown on Pilot Edge yet with the plane. So I can't answer that question, Colin. Sorry. I haven't flown yet there. All right, so buy the checklist today. All right, first thing, we're going to turn battery 2 on, which is the reserve battery. Going to come up here. Let's get the keys in the ignition. Need that. All right, coming on here. Get our prepare for our instrument lights there. Okay, we want to check the voltage on battery on the E bus or the main bus, which is 25 volts, so that's fine. So that means we can turn on the first battery, which is the main battery. We're going to get that annoying warning there for a few seconds, and the MFD is going to come up. And apparently we can verify that battery 2 is working by the light coming on up from the flaps. You can see this interior's got nice wood grain, which is pretty cool. All right, let's get this fired up. See if we can turn that warning off. Beautiful. Turn the caution off. Okay, so let's get our enter engine. We're going to go to checklist. We're going to assume that we did all the outside stuff. And this is one of the things I wanted to talk about today, the checklist. There's no main index or main menu for the checklist, so it's a real pain in the neck. You got to go to the next checklist, and I'm sure TorqueSim is thinking about this. I sent them a little note about it, asking them for like an index so you could get into whichever checklist you want. I want the startup checklist. All right, pre-flight inspection, we're going to say that we did that. Okay. Let's go down to, there we go. Pre-flight inspection, weight and balances are good. Emergency equipment is on board. Passengers have been briefed. Caps handle, verified and removed. So we need to remove the caps cover and remove the pin, just in case we need caps. And if we look down in here, the pin is in there, okay? All right, so we have to make sure we put that back in when we're done. So that's good. Seat belts, harnesses, everybody's belted in well. All right, boom. Go to the next checklist. Chris, how you doing? Mike, how you doing there? Hey, Mike, how you doing? Nice to see you, man. Good to see you. It's been a while. Chris. Yeah, this is using Move VR. So in any event, now we're up before takeoff. Let's see. External power. We don't have external power. Brakes are on hold, right? Battery switches are on. Okay. Strobe lights on. Mixture full. Mixture is full. Power lever full forward. Check. Fuel pump, we want to put that on. We want to just boost it. Now, I'm not going to boost it because I was just flying this before, so I should be okay. I'm sorry, I'm not going to prime it. I'm just going to put it on boost. Okay, we have boost. It should start up fine. We want to clear the prop. Okay, we're going to put the lever back to 1/4, and we're ready to start her up. So, clear prop. And let's get this thing started. Beautiful. Okay, we want to put the power lever down to 1,000. Okay. Good. Good. Oil pressure looks should be okay. It's in the green, so we'll give that an okay. Turn on your alternators. Oops. And the avionics. Engine parameters. Everything looking good there as far as the battery goes. Fuel's good. Okay, we're coming up. We're going to come up to temperature here. Okay. Back to the checklist. External power, we don't have it. Amps, +2. Battery's looking good. Okay, next checklist is, we put the checklist away now for a bit. Alright guys, so that gets us started here. Now let's get our flight plan, and I've already entered the flight plan using the flight plan software that I have. So we're just going to go to the flight plan menu, turn the scroll bar. You can see the FMS plan, that's the one we want. So let's get the cursor on here. We're going to scroll down to FMS plan just to make it a little bit easier. Enter. Okay, if we go to flight plan, there's our flight plan. CNY, which is where we are now. Kidney, NE, UT03, PAGZ, and then to KPGA. All right, so there we're good. So let's, we want to do is turn that cursor on and select the first waypoint. Come on, little twitchy. There you go. Menu, activate leg, put flight plan away. Oh, nope, don't want to cancel. All right, and we've got our flight plan in. Now let's talk about altitude. So altitude, let's give that a look here. Altitude, let's see. All right, so it looks like we're probably going to be good at about 10,000 feet. We'll be fine through here at 10,000. We'll be fine through here at 10,000. Fine through here at 10,000. Here's a high point at 7,600, so 10,000. We probably actually fly at 9,000, but I'm going to go 9,500 just so I don't have to use the oxygen. I think oxygen is over 10, so we're going to fly at 9,500. So let's get that in there. Let's see, 9,500. Alright, that's good to go. Let's get our nav on. Let's get our vertical speed. We'll climb today at 500 feet per minute, which is plenty fast. Let's go 600. Oops. Come on. 600 feet. That's not good because I have it set for minus. That's not good. We want to go plus 600. Good. There we go. And that's all good. Let's go back to our checklist here. Oh, here's a problem that comes up. You can't get back to the engine. You can't get to the checklist. So what I do is you just hit this display back up. Boom, boom. And they both come back up. So that's a little bug I think they got to fix here. So let's look at our engine. Checklist. Flaps up. Let's see. Radio avionics is required. Cabin heat, defrost. Fuel selector switch to the fullest tank. We're good there. So done, 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 done. And before takeoff, we'll get back to that first. Oh, sorry, I didn't say in a second here. All right, let's get our nav lights on, landing lights on. I like to have the flight plan up there so I could see it in the window there. Bruce, how you doing? I'm using the Oculus Rift CV1, so the first version Oculus Rift. An old version, it's pretty old. Planning on upgrading soon, Bruce. All right, verify our altimeter is at 4,600, 46, yes, looks like it's accurate. Actually, it's not accurate. Right there. Okay. And cross-check that with the electronic altimeter. All right, good. Good to go. We'll do our run-up. We could do our run-up now if we like. So what we're going to do here, let's see. Let's go to checklist. Parking brake. Brakes check. Let's assume that. HSI orientations. Let's say that's good. Altitude gyros, good. Turn coordinator. Let's assume that's good. Okay, doors are latched. Caps handles, good. Okay, we're good there. Seatbelt's good. Air conditioner's off. Fuel quantity is confirmed. Fuel selector is at fullest, confirmed. Fuel pump is on boost. Yes, sir. Mixture as required. I could probably... Oh, I just hit the throttle there, my mistake. Just want to idle at 1,000 RPM. And we can probably bring the mixture back a little bit, but we're going to want it full when we take off. Flaps going to be at 50%. Transponder set. Oh, let's do that. Transponder. Altitude. Okay. We'll come back to this. All right, let's do our run up. So we want to go to. We want a mixture full. We could do the run up with the. We don't have to have the mixture full for the run up. We want to be at 1,700 RPM. And we're looking for a drop in RPM. We go to the right. We got the drop. Go to the left. We got the drop, and the engine sounds just fine. All right, so we're good there. All right, we are good to go. We're going to taxi. Let's just zoom in here. And we're going to take off runway 21. Okay, so we'll just, oh, I know what we need to do. We need to get the weather. Let's get our frequency for the weather. Important part. So we're on 118.525. So we want 118. Oops. 118. Oops. Come on, man. There you go. 525. We'll switch that.
Canyonlands field weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 13,500 few, 19,000 scattered. Temperature 22. Dew point -7. Altimeter 2992.
Alright, so we're good there. Clear day. We're going to assume we're on the right channel here. Canyonland traffic, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta, taxiing from GA parking to runway 21, Canyon. All right, so now we're good to go. Let's go fly. Let's get our mixture in there. Oh, this is one thing that they need to fix. The brakes don't come off when you double tap on them, which is probably real life. But the parking brake doesn't come off. Usually, most planes, if you push down on the brakes, the parking brake comes off. But that's okay. Oh, I better close the door. It helps if I close the door. I didn't check the door. All right, let's go to our checklist. That's funny. All right, mixture done. Flaps are 50%. Transponders rocking. Autopilot's good. Navigation radios are all set. Cabin heat we don't need. Brakes are on hold. Power level. All right, we already did this. This is the run up. So let's go to alternator's good. Verify that. We're going to do all that. Voltage good. Pitot heat we don't need. Navigation lights are on. Landing lights are on. Magnetos are good. We checked those already. Engine parameters good. Power lever at 1,000. And flight's good. Trim set to takeoff. It is. Autopilot is disconnected. It is. Okay. Got our documents. Avionics is... What? Oh, that's pre-flight inspection. All right. Exit. All right, good. So we're good to go. Canyonlands traffic. Cirrus 328 Tango Delta. Departing runway 21. We'll be departing the pattern to the south at climbing to 9,500 Canyonland. All right, here we go. So I'm running X-Plane 11.50 beta 1.7, I think it is, and I got to tell you, there's been a nice improvement in frames that I've seen, which is awesome. All right, get her lined up here. I'm starting to get the hang of these brakes, or the steering with the brakes. Okay, here we go. We're set to go. One last check. Seatbelt's good. Mixture full. Flaps are at 50%, and we are ready to go. Full power. Brakes release. Not on exactly on the center line. 175. Rotate. And once we come up to 200 feet, we can get those flaps up. I think at 500 feet, the caps come into play. All right, flaps up. Let's take a look at outside here. Here's the airport. Say goodbye. All right, let's get we're going to hand fly here, get on course. Again, appreciate you guys stopping by on a Saturday. Happy Saturday. All right, all is good. Let's get the autopilot on and the yaw damper. Autopilot's on. Yaw damper is on. Computer's flying the plane. Gonna get on track here. Let's bring back our mixture so we're not blowing through fuel. Once we get our climb up to altitude, then we'll set our cruising speed. We should be good to go. Let's check our engine parameters. Everything looking good. All green. Plenty of oxygen if we need it. Plenty of ice, anti-ice fuel or liquid if we need that. And we're looking good. It's telling us we've got 600-mile range, so we got plenty of fuel. Climbing at 134 knots, which is plenty of power. Let's get ourselves straightened out here. I'll put you guys over here so I don't have to keep looking down. There you go. Yeah, so someone was asking about the chat window, so I use MoveVR, which is a free application you can get on the xplane.org site. It's really, really handy. You can pull any window you want. If you want to do a long flight and watch a movie, you could even do that, which is pretty cool. You could put Netflix in here, which is pretty cool. I've done that before. All right, so got a little bit of time here before we get to altitude. Let's take a look outside the plane. Wow, look at that ortho, looking nice. That's just beautiful. Yeah, so the little story of this plane. So in FS Economy, I bought this SR22. It's a G2 in FS Economy. This is actually a G3, but I bought this. Got a good deal for like $205,000 or $10,000, something like that. Somewhere in Kansas area, and I flew it to that airport that you just saw there, Canyonland, with the idea of doing a couple of streams where we fly this down to Yucca Valley, which is an airport that I own in FS Economy, and I've got a network of about 6 or 7 FBOs in that area that I'm working on building up. So wanted to have an SR22 there. I already have a DA62, actually 2 DA62s there. So wanted to have an SR22 there. And I also have an SR20 there. So, but if you follow my channel, you know this is one of my favorite planes to fly in X-Plane. So now I noticed something really strange. Look, as I move my head, I'm not sure if you guys can pick this up on the 2D screen, but you see how those shadows kind of like move as I move my head? Are you guys seeing that? If not, I could tell you that in VR, there's a little bit of a bug where the cloud shadows move sometimes, depending on the type of terrain. Not all the time, but sometimes when you move your head, which is kind of annoying. There's the Colorado River, man. Look at that. That is friggin' cool looking. All right, 8600, 16 gallons per hour, 132. Still doing a nice climb here. Wow, look at that. Don't you love the way that river just snakes through there like that? Cut over millions of years. Millions and millions of years it took to cut through that rock. It's just fantastic when you think about it. All right, we're coming up to 9,000, just over 9,000. Good thing I closed that door before we took off. I don't need oxygen, but I'm going to turn it on. Oxygen is on. And here comes 9,500. Plane leveling off. We'll get our I want to run about 2500, I think, and lower that GPH a bit. Well, we got plenty of fuel. Let's run it a little. We'll run it a little bit rich here. Actually, let's run it at the X. We'll put it at the X. So 20 gallons an hour. We should be fine. Get a little bit of speed going here. All right. So this interior, this it's called the. I'll tell you in a second what it's called. Elite Umber, UMBER. I'll show you in a second. It's kind of like this dark, this brownish color interior with a wood grain. Pretty cool. I'll show you where you guys can get this along with a couple of different interiors here. Let's just get our turn in here. You see how those, I'm not sure if you guys are seeing how those cloud shadows are kind of like moving a little bit. At least they're not flickering, which is what they used to do. All right, there's the Colorado, the upper Colorado River. And we've got 43 miles to go to UT03, which is our first waypoint, or I should say second waypoint. And we're cruising at about 150 knots. And why don't we just switch that tank over right now, just to make sure we're not going to have any issues. So we'll go down here. We'll just leave the boost on to switch the tank, and now we can turn the boost off since we're at cruise altitude. And we're over on the right tank, and we're good to go. All right, so let's talk about where I found these this interior. Give me a second here. So you guys know that, probably know that you can buy this plane, the TorqueSim SR22 on X Aviation's website. Well, on the xpilot.com website, which is a similar website to Xplane.org, but it's for X Aviation. It's their own forum, if you will. There has been some recent submissions by Coop, who's one of the developers of this plane, of some pretty cool stuff. So he's got a blank livery here, and here's the actual the interior that I just downloaded. Okay, there it is right there. You can see the picture of that. But there's also a number of other, and all you have to do is sign up for the site. It's free to be able to download this. So we've got the Elite Umber, Ivory, Gray and Gray, Black and Gray, Black and Ivory, Black and Black. Just look at the back. Black and Ivory is pretty cool, actually. It's one of my favorite ones here. Got the ivory seats, but the black panel, just pretty cool. And then you've got the paint kit, which I downloaded. This is for the Affinity format software. Okay, and this is really, if you have Affinity, it's a pretty affordable graphics software for Windows. I believe it's only for Windows. It's really, really affordable. And I think I got it for like $39 or something like that. And it's every bit as good as like, you know, some of the more expensive applications, but it gives you all of the liveries organized in layers and stuff. It's really, really well laid out, and it's free to download. Download this file, and you can basically paint any livery that you want using Affinity, which is great. Thanks to Coop for putting that up there. And then you've got PSD format. Okay, paint kit. Okay, so if you're using Photoshop, there's your paint kit for Photoshop. So basically, they've done a good job here of setting people up to paint their own liveries, and I'm actually going to be painting my own livery. Actually, here's a livery that someone someone added. It's kind of cool looking. Sunshine, Arizona looking type livery, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so that's so just go to x-pilot.com, I should say, and then go to downloads, and then you'll be able to find it. Just it's the first aircraft downloads that are available. All that stuff is available for you. I'm sure people will be adding their own, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing a livery for VR Aviation when I get the time to do that. So that's the plan. So yeah, so there you go. There's where you can get that, easily get that. Pretty cool. You know, I got to tell you, the T16M is a reasonably priced joystick, Strixer. I really don't use it that much. I actually don't use it at all. And the reason why I don't use it is because it's not true to life as far as for flying this plane. It stays in whichever, in other words, when you're, how do I explain this? When you're using the stick, the flight stick, if you, let's say you want to go up in elevation, you pull back on the stick. Wherever you pull back to, it just holds that position. It's not like a free-flowing thing. I just didn't like the way that one works. I would say the Warthog is probably, I would say it's better. I've never used it. Suggest that you probably look at some reviews of that. I know the Warthog has a large following. A lot of people really like it. So, you know, I would say, yeah, it's the reason why I bought the T16M is because you can reverse it, which is what I really wanted, because I wanted to fly it with left hand, like for this plane. Yeah, at least I couldn't figure out a way to change the T16 so it didn't hold the position. No, I don't make the sick beats, dude. I'm a different guy. I am a musician, but I don't make sick beats. Sorry. So yeah, I didn't figure out how to get the T16 to change that. Look at that! Look at that scenery up there. That is just awesome. Let's take a look at that in VR. Wow. Wow. This is why I love flying out here. You know, I live in the East. I like flying in the East Coast, but the East Coast is not as majestic as this area out here. See how those shadows move? Can you guys see this? Are you guys seeing that same thing? Yeah, you guys see that. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, BGI. Yeah. Oh, 18th for getting FS 2020. Am I going to buy FS 2020? Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I'll probably buy the Premier, the deluxe edition, the main, you know, the top level edition for $120. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to get an HP Reverb G2. That's the plan. I was going to do that anyway. Wow, look at that. That just looks sick in VR. Wow. That just looks... I can't wait to see what that looks like in the Reverb G2. But it looks pretty good in the Rift, too, man. Let me tell you. Oh, it looks awesome. But this is why I love flying in this area. Yeah, this is actually the CV1, so your visuals are going to be a little bit better than mine there, Strixer. This is the old CV1. I haven't upgraded. I was going to buy an S, and then I decided not to because the IPD is software, and looks like I fit within the parameters. I have a bigger head, if you will, but I didn't want to take a chance. And then other things were coming out, like the reverb came out and all that. Well, yeah, and so I just said, let me hold off, and I'm glad I did, because now I'm going to get the reverb G2. Yeah, it looks amazing, but let me just caution you, okay? What you're seeing is you're seeing the Oculus mirror, okay? So it's not going to have any of the screen door effect. It's going to be, it's going to look beautiful, right? I'm seeing a little bit of a fuzzy screen door effect as you would in the Oculus CV1. So just to make sure that people understand that. But let's go outside here. Wow, look at that. That is freaking awesome. That just looks beautiful. Wow, I think I'm going to see if I can take a screenshot here. I want to get a screenshot here for the cover. Oh shit. Give me a second here, guys. Hopefully I don't crash X-Plane here. Okay, I just wanted to get a screenshot. Okay, good. Give me a second here. Should be back to normal in a second here, guys. Come on. Oh, hold on a second. Come on. There you go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I wanted to get... Oh, that's even a better screenshot. Hold on. I gotta get this one right here. It's a little bit of a process, guys. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Because I'm using the Oculus mirror. Should be back here in a second. There you go. That looks incredible. Wow, look at that. Wow. So cool. That's why we love to fly in VR, right, guys? I'm using the Oculus CV1, the Rift CV1. The old one, I've had it for 3 years. Actually, this is my second one. The first one, the headphones broke, so Oculus sent me another one. And this one, now the sound doesn't work either, so it's got the CV1 had a little bit of a problem, like the wires that are inside the headset that control that send the volume, the sound to the headphones. Over time, they kind of like wear out. So, unfortunately, that happened to me. Wow, that just looks absolutely killer. All right, how's the plane doing here? All right, we're doing good. 150 knots. So yeah, going to be paying the VR aviation livery. So I'm not sure. I think I mentioned this before, but one of the issues I have with this plane is the checklist. Okay, because the checklist, like if I go to see, I'm before takeoff. If I go to, we're gonna make our turn here at UT03. Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm using the CH Products yoke, the Flight Sim yoke. I think it's like $120 or $100. I think there's a link in my description if you want to buy it on Amazon. And then I'm using the CH Products pedals as well. They work. I've been using them for like 3 years. They work awesome. So the issue I have with the checklist, I think I mentioned this before, but if not, so there's no index. So I can't go like to menu and like right now I want to pull up like the landing checklist. I have no way to get to that. The only way I can get to that is if I, go down here and go to next checklists, which is not the way it should be. Like, it should be, I'm not even sure if the landing checklist is in here yet. I haven't seen it. So they need to put an index in here so I can get to, let's see, there's takeoff. We already did all that crap. And if I go to emergency, I'll show you in a second, I can't even get back to this. So let's go to checklist. Now maybe I'm missing something, but I couldn't find out how to do it. All right, see, we did all this right. So let's go to, let's see if we can get for landing. Takeoff checklist. Come on. Before takeoff. Before takeoff. Before takeoff. All right, flight. Normal takeoff. Okay. See, there's no way to get to each group. At least there's no, so you need like a menu button to enable it. There's short field takeoff. We don't need that. What happens if I press flight? See, flight doesn't get me anywhere. Climb, okay, but I can't just get to it. I can't just use a menu to get to the climb, right? Cruise, climb, all right, so this would be good to know, right? Cruise, okay, oxygen is required, fuel pump off, which I have off. Cruise power set, mixture, lean is required, engine parameters monitor, okay? And fuel flow balance monitor. Okay, so now we go to, come on, descent. Well, that's where I want to be next, but I shouldn't have to scroll through all of them to get to it. I should just be able to go to group, flight, checklist, descent, boom, and see it. So now I want to put this away. And let's see if I go to checklist. It'll be there. Now, if I hit emergency, I won't be able to get back to this one. It'll keep me in the emergency group. All right. So I'm sure that they were rushing to get this out, but it would be really helpful to have that menu index, if you will. Specs of my PC are in the description. if you'd like, but it's this i7 6700, 1080 Ti, 32 gig RAM, a bunch of different SSDs, one large hard drive that's 6 terabytes that I have all the ortho on for the scenery, and I've got a 14.4 monitor by what do you call it, the Dell, and then a small 23-inch monitor that I use for streaming. What other VR games do I play? So Rec Room is something I play a lot. There's a meditation software that I use. Gun Club VR I like. It's pretty cool. There's a bunch of them. What's the one with the zombies? Arizona Sunshine. That one scares the crap out of me. The first time I played it, it scared the crap out of me. Let's take a look outside here at the beautiful scenery. Wow, look at that. Wow. Gorgeous, eh? Yep, I've heard of Assetto Corsa. Yep, absolutely. It's one of the better sim games. I was using iRacing. I stopped the subscription to that. 2 reasons. One, the VR made me ill. Okay, I don't know why, but it made me ill. It's probably because of frame rate. Secondly, I don't like the fact that you have to use your real name. Okay, I wanted to use Bambino as my username, but you have to use your real name, so didn't like that. I thought it was cool. It's a cool application, and it's great for 2D, but I had an issue with it for 3D. I do have a G902, whatever it is, a racing wheel and stuff too, so I started to get into that, during when we were kind of locked down a little bit. But like I said, I had those issues with VR. I've had Project Cars. That was my first VR entry into driving and racing. I know Project Cars 3 is coming out, but I've heard Assetto Corsa is excellent in VR. So I was planning on, when I have some time, giving that a look. Maybe getting the demo version if I can, and giving that a look in VR. Yeah, I heard it was very good too. The key about racing is because in VR, because you're moving fast and stuff is moving fast by you, if you don't have the proper frame rate, at least for me, and I never get VR sick. It was like there's only 2 times I got VR sick. One was I was playing this game called Detached. I think it's called Detached, which is like a space game where you can move in 6 different directions, and the frame rates on the first release were really low, and I got sick almost to the point where I threw up. And the other time was, or the 3 times, that time, and then another time in Project Cars they had kart racing. I tried the kart racing, and because I don't know what it was there, it's probably the frames, that made me sick. And then the 3rd time was iRacing. So racing seems to get me ill in VR for some reason. I've never had any issues in flight sims because, things aren't moving that fast. And when you're on the runway taking off, it's a short period of time. Or when you're landing, it's a short period of time. But, in racing, when you're doing 200 miles an hour or 150 miles an hour, stuff is moving by you quick. So you really have to have good frame rates. Otherwise, some people who are susceptible to motion sickness, which I've never really been, but if you are, then you can have some issues. What VR headset do you use there, BGI? Dirt Rally. Oh, yeah, I heard Dirt Rally is a puker too. Again, if the frame rates are good, you should be okay, but what happens is they can't keep them up. Yeah, the VR. What headset do you use? Just curious. Did you say you use a Rift S? right, probably time to switch tanks. Now, what I should be doing is, if I was following proper SR22 procedure, I'd have a timer on, and I would be switching every 15 minutes. That's the one thing. We want to get our boost on, and then we'll switch over, back over, boost off. You got a Vive, okay. Yeah, that's the one thing about the design of this plane, and I guess it's because, well, I don't know, because it's an underwing plane, whatever. There's no both option. You know, I guess they couldn't do it. I'm not sure. I mean, if you look at the design underneath here, you know, I guess you could connect the tanks and have a pump there. I'm not sure, but for some reason, you can see I got my tail number on the wing there. For some reason, you can, for some design reason, they weren't able to put a both feature. All right, wow, we are definitely getting into the upper Grand Canyons. I should say the Colorado River is right over there to our east. No problem, BGI. Thanks for joining. Thanks for chatting. Nice to have someone to talk to. See, it's carving out through, and there's just the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I guess these are the Badlands. I'm not sure. It's just gorgeous. Cool place to fly. And I originally started buying FBOs out here, I should say, in the California desert and Nevada desert areas, because it's part of Pilot Edge, what is it, the greater Los Angeles or whatever it is, the California area, I forget what it is, which is where I normally fly. Now, I haven't been on Pilot Edge in a long time. I actually paused my subscription, but I'm planning on getting back into Pilot Edge for sure. So that's why I started building up there, so that I could do FS Economy and Pilot Edge, which is kind of cool. So, but yeah, I plan on signing up again with Pilot Edge, especially now that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, Pilot Edge just said they're going to support that. I'm assuming that FS Economy is going to support it. I'm sure that's going to take a little bit longer. But as you know, FS Economy supports back to FSX9, maybe even later back, which is amazing to me. And there's a kind of a problem with that in FS Economy, because there's some new airports that haven't been added, and there's some older airports that don't exist anymore. So there's some discrepancies to the real world in FS Economy, but you kind of work around that. Nice thing about FS Economy is it gives you a reason to fly. You know, it gives you missions to fly. So anyway, I tell you, FS 2020 would have been really smart if they built like an FS Economy type gaming world into that platform. You know, where you could you earn money, you do trips, you buy planes, you all that kind of thing. It'd be kind of interesting if they did that, but I guess they're more focused on the flight itself. Have I ever heard about Barbados? Like, you mean like Barbados, like the country? The island, you mean? Yeah, of course. Let's go outside here and you have a gander. Wow, look at that. That's just awesome. Wow, look at that. Look where we came from. Whenever I fly over here, I just imagine. And by the way, this is all ortho, right? So this. Oh, you're from Barbados. Awesome. Cool. This would not, in standard default X-plane scenery, it doesn't look like this. You have to install ortho to get this look. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know that. A lot of you folks know that, but that's an added step that you have to take to get that capability. Yes, it's a small island. Is it near Grenada? Because I have a friend, a guy that I haven't seen in a long time, but a friend that was from Grenada. The ridge looks really cool. All right, 27 miles to Pagsy, and then we're going to turn into PGA. So let's set up our radios for that right now. We're going to be at PGA. Let's see. Oh, hold on. It's a pretty quick flight. PGA is going to be ATIS's 120. Well, we're going to be 4,300 feet there in elevation, 4,316. Let me show you. 4316 at Page, and 120,625. So let's set up our ATIS 120,625. $120. $625.
Page Muni weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 14,000 few, 19,000 scattered, temperature 22, dew point -7. Altimeter 299.
Alright, so we got clear weather there. Now let's figure out what's the hell runway we're landing on. Page, let's go to show you what I'm doing here. Go to Page Municipal, so we're going to be landing on runway 15 or 15. We're going to do a straight-in approach today on 15. So if you haven't yet, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and you'll get an email notification when I'm streaming or when I put up a new video content. Generally, it's X-Plane 11. I'm also into Fishing Planet. Might be doing some American Truck Simulator. Haven't done that in a long time, but we may be doing that too. So let's see where we are as far as elevation. We're just crossing over the. Right now, we're crossing over. Right now, we're crossing over this Kaipartowicz Plateau. We're right about here. So we can start to descend. Pattern altitude is going to be 5,300, so we're 56 here. So right about here we can start to descend down to. I'm going to go down to 6,000, and we should be good all the way in. All right. Oh, you smashed the like button a year ago. All right, thanks. All right, so let's bring it down to 6,500. That's a reasonably safe. So we're going to go down to 6,500. We'll hit vertical speed. I don't use IAS. I have to figure out how to use IAS. I'd rather use IAS, but I got to figure out how to use it. I'll read the manual. All right, so we'll start to descend here. Actually, let's go down a little faster than that. All right, so let's actually look at our checklist. So, descent, altimeter set, boom, cabin heat's good, landing lights are on, fuel system check, yep, mixture is good, brake pressure check. Where's the brake pressure? Brake pressure? I don't know. I don't know where brake pressure is. But let's assume check. Oxygen as required. We can actually turn the O2 off now. Okay, so that's good. Before landing, we want seatbelt secure, fuel pump to boost. Okay, mixture as required. Flaps as required. Autopilot disengage. Yep, we know that. Okay, balked landing just in case we need it. Let's put that away. All right, so we're all good to land. Will I do a face reveal? I'm not sure I would do a face reveal video. Just not that type of person to do that kind of thing. But I might come on camera at some point. Look at that. That looks awesome. That looks just awesome. Let's see. So I'm going to concentrate on landing here. So we're going to get down to 6,500, which will put us 2,000 feet above pattern altitude. We're landing on 5.1. We're going to go straight in approach. All right, we're going to go straight in approach. As far as a setup video, you mean as far as my gear? I have actually a couple of videos on my channel that were actually did to show how I built this PC. If you go back in time, yeah, it is amazing. X-Plane and Ortho 4X is just awesome. All right, we're coming down to 7,200. Let's start to slow this plane down a little bit here. We don't want to be going 176 knots. We only got 15 miles to go to land. So where are we? We're page is 160. We're north. Page traffic, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta. We are at 7,000 feet, approximately 15 miles north of the field. We'll be landing straight in approach to runway 15 for full stop. Page. All right. Coming down to 6,500. Could probably bring it down to 6,000. So let's do vertical speed down to. Actually, let's go to we should 5,900. That's fine. And then we'll be at about 7.5 miles out when we make our turn at Pagsy. So at 10 miles, we'll give another call here. Pagsy. Oh, you can't run X-Plane on your PC. Just not enough power, I guess. Yeah, X-Plane is generally very CPU centric, if you will, so you need a pretty powerful CPU. All right, we're coming up at 2.6 miles. We don't have our flaps. We're going to put our flaps in at 119. Our first flaps, our 50% flaps at 119, so I really do want to get our speed down here. Well, college education is more than gaming. It's more important than gaming, so that's a good trade-off. Page traffic, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta. We are 8 miles north of the field. at 6,000 feet. We'll be making a straight-in approach for runway 15 for full stop landing page. All right, so now we're turning. I guess we're over Upper Lake Mead? I guess. I'm not really sure which lake this is. I see Page right there on the plateau. Should be a fun landing. All right, so we're going to go mixture full here. We're coming down to 130 knots. We're still on autopilot. We'll give one more announcement on, say we're on final at 5 miles here. All right, let's take the plane here. The autopilot's off. Trimming up here. Speed coming down. 119. Flaps 50%. Page traffic. Cirrus 328 Tango Delta on final for runway 15. Full stop page. Thank you, sir. All right, we got the runway in sight. Wow, what a cool... I think I've landed here before. This plateau landing is awesome. You got the synthetic vision right there. You see I could see the indicators that are keeping me on the right trajectory into the airfield for runway 15 at Page. Isn't that cool? You land right over the Colorado River. That is so sick. I think I'm going to fly around here a little bit, do a little sightseeing. Page traffic, 328 Tango Delta on short final at 2 miles out for runway 15. Full stop page. All right, here we go. Let's get full flaps. Look at that. That looks awesome. That looks just awesome. All right, we don't want to go much below like 85 knots here because apparently the stall characteristics of this plane are pretty iffy when you're on the edge. So we're 89. All right, here we go. Let's get on the center line as best we can. It's 500 feet over the fence. Threshold. Throttle down. Fan her up. Wheels down. Front wheel down. Just want to we want to bleed out the speed here because we don't want to overheat the brakes. I've had the brakes overheat. I've definitely had the brakes overheat. All right, we could turn here. Let's get those flaps up. Page traffic, 328 Tango Delta is clear of the field. Last call page. Not many planes here. I'm just going to go over here, guys. Kind of going all over the place here. Oh, it's got these, I see. Okay, here we go. There's a T right there. We'll just park right here. Slowly getting used to the steering. And there we go. Beautiful, right there. All right, parking brake on. Where is it? Colin, how you doing? Aren't far from the media crater. Yeah, I guess I'll have to find that, yeah. Your call-outs were awesome, BGI. Thank you very much. All right, so let's, let me just turn off FS Economy here. Make sure we arrived safely in FS Economy. Finish that flight, and we did. So now just verifying that my SR22, show you here. I'm not sure, I can't show, for some reason the Chrome window's not working. Oh, there we go. No, it's not working. So I'm just verifying that the SR22 is at page, so we're good there. Yeah, so let's shut the plane off. So let's see, the checklist, does they have a checklist for shutdown? Bulk landing. We don't want to do that. After landing, fuel pump off, flaps up, transponder on standby, lights as required, pitot heat off. All right, so we're gonna go. We want to be chugging it. Fuel pump off. Fuel pump off. Okay. Flaps up, which we did. Transponder on standby, which we just did. Lights as previous. We could turn the landing lights off. Strobe lights. Nav lights off. Pitot heat off, which it is. Okay. So those are all done. And shutdown. Fuel pump is off. Throttle at idle. Okay. Ignition cycle mag grounding check. Oh, so we turn the ignition off. Get that, sorry. Ignition off. Mixture off. All switches off. All right, that's by the checklist, guys. We arrived at page by the checklist. Let's open up our door here. Get out of the plane. Check her out. Close the door. And there we go. Guys, I appreciate you flying along with me. I hope this was enjoyable. Hit that like button. Thanks for oh, let's see. Bye. So thanks for that. We'll see if I do sim racing, BGI. We'll see. I'm not quite sure if I'll do that or not, but not big into sim racing, more flight sim. So yeah. So anyway, guys, listen, I really appreciate you flying along with me today. Thanks for the chats and the comments. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Bambino Games. And we'll be back soon for the next leg of bringing this SR22 to Yucca Valley, guys. Thanks, and have a great day.